Good morning from the capital city of Indonesia, Jakarta. Welcome to House News. Micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSMEs, in Indonesia are an important factor in the Indonesian economy. Increasing product competitiveness can be done through the implementation of standards. Unfortunately, only 10% of MSMEs that have obtained product certification out of the total number of MSMEs in Indonesia, which reaches 64 million. Indonesia is home to 64.2 million MSMEs. Now, millions of Indonesian MSMEs are struggling to survive amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Even so, the Vice Speaker of the House, Mohaimin Iskandar, believes in 2022 until 2023 will become a turning point of MSMEs after 2 years affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Bali Governor Wayan Koster announced Bali will begin a trial allowing foreigners to enter the island without COVID-19 quarantine this week, a week earlier than the original plan. According to the authorities, there are cases of Indonesian workers being smuggled. Happens almost every day. They are trying to illegally enter neighboring countries via risky sea crossing. Accidents happen due to the bad weather. Because many of them are undocumented, they are also prone to exploitation, extortion, and even physical and sexual abuses. Therefore, the House urges the government to punish those involved in illegal immigrant workers' placement. Pile of slag waste from PT Huadi Nickel Alloy Indonesia Smelter, which is near residential areas and street, can be dangerous if not handled immediately. Considering these complaints, Commission 4 of the House asked for license and environmental management documents to examine the details of waste problem that happened in Bantaeng, South Sulawesi. The women's team of Indonesia struck a historic victory in the Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022 or BITC 2022 after defeating South Korea's team in Selangor, Malaysia recently. In the era of strong market competition, absolute certification is needed to maintain the quality standards of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises or MSMEs products. But high standards that are established to pass certification tests are often complicated for the new growing businesses.
Responding to this, Vice Chairperson of Commission 7 of the House, Maman Abdurrahman, urges Ministry of Industry and National Standardization Agency or BASN to provide easiness implementation to product certification for the new micro SMEs owner. The standardization of MSMEs business certification also must be distinguished from large-scale food and beverage industry if the standards set by the government are too high. Hence, there are MSMEs thus not able to meet these requirements. So few of them have been withered before they can grow.
Lupa saya sampaikan, jangan sampai sertifikasi produk UMKM itu disamakan dengan proses prasyarat-prasyarat sertifikasi produk untuk seperti korporasi besar kayak Indofood sama Mayora yang nggak mungkin sanggup lah UMKM kita menyaingi persyaratan sertifikasi itu. Jadi harus ada penurunan standarisasi tanpa menghilangkan target tujuan dari sertifikasi itu, yaitu peningkatan kualitas. Jadi saya rasa ini biar fair. Masa UMKM disamakan dengan perusahaan sebesar Indofood dan Mayora? Nah, itu lembaga-lembaga sertifikasi seperti BPOM dan lain sebagainya itu juga nanti kita minta Kementerian Perindustrian untuk bisa berkoordinasi. Saya pikir itulah hasil dari kunjungan kerja kita dan semoga hadirnya kita di sini bisa memberikan kemanfaatan sebesar-besarnya.
Therefore, the government is asked to immediately evaluate the standard for implementing certification for MSMEs with the adjustment or reduce the qualification and requirements without degrade the value and objectives of the certification program, that is, to continue and maintain the quality of MSMEs. From Jakarta, Fajar Ilhami, TVR Parlemen reports.
Vice Speaker for People's Welfare of the House, Mohaimin Iskandar, discussed with the delegation of Indonesian entrepreneurs and banking representatives related to the condition of MSMEs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mohaimin believes in 2022 until 2023 will become a turning point of MSMEs after 2 years affected by the COVID-19 pandemic.
He assesses community activities get stagnation and inefficient because some government budget plans need to be refocusing and adjustment to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic, including community purchase power decreases drastically due to pandemic effects. When Muhaimin went to regions, he observes the most impacted sector were MSMEs. Considering that MSMEs still really depended on financial and production assistance that may be hard to do during the pandemic. Therefore, Muhaimin explored the input from MSMEs, businesses, and economic analysts from the State Banks Association to review the economic prospects of Indonesia in the year of 2022 until 2023. Especially, there is potential for economic improvement post G20 event in this year.
Kecenderungan positif yang luar biasa. Akan banyak momentum-momentum ekonomi untuk recovery terhadap 2 tahun pandemi yang tidak efisien. 2 tahun pandemi yang lalu, bahkan sebetulnya sejak 2021 telah dilakukan restarting ekonomi yang cukup baik. Mereka menyatakan bahwa 2022-2023 akan ada tren momentum-momentum perbaikan yang dahsyat dan akan ada peluang untuk bangkit lebih baik dibanding negara-negara manapun.
Seeing the trend of economic improvement in the future, Muhaimin affirmed this momentum should not be ignored. Amita and Domi, TVR Parlemen, report.
Bali Governor Wayan Koster said start from this week, visitors from 23 countries, including the ASEAN countries, the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia, will be allowed to apply for a visa on arrival in Bali and enter the island without the COVID-19 quarantine.
Quoted from jakartaglobe.id, the decision marked Indonesia's most lenient international travel policy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Previously, for most of the pandemic period, Indonesia has required all foreigners to secure a visa before leaving their origin country. Wayan Koster said the island would welcome all foreigners who had received 2 doses of vaccine, a negative result of PCR test taken before the departure, and proof of a minimum 4-day hotel booking in Bali. The foreigners must also take an obligatory PCR test upon arrival and wait at their hotel for the test result. On the 3rd day, foreign tourists must take another PCR swab test. If the test result is negative, they can travel outside Bali on the 4th day. Minister of Tourism Sandiaga Uno adds, the trial should bring optimism to tourism and creative economy businesses across Bali and the rest of Indonesia. Indonesia usually sees 16 million foreign tourists visiting the archipelago a year. That number plumped to 5.6 million in the past 2 years as the pandemic forced the country to impose strict international travel limitation. The government has been working to control the spread of COVID-19 in Bali to open the island as soon as possible. Recently, 100% of its population has received complete vaccine doses against COVID-19 as one of the highest vaccination rates in Indonesia.
To protect Indonesian migrant workers, Commission 9 of the House urges the Ministry of Manpower to actively coordinate COS Ministry and institution along with the Embassy of Republic of Indonesia in another country to solve continuous problem of illegal migrant worker cases.
In hearing meeting with Commission 9 of the House, the National Board for the Placement and Protection of Indonesian Overseas Workers, or BP2MI, reveals a startling investigation results about the allegation of National Armed Forces and National Police involvement in migrant smuggling to several neighboring countries, including Malaysia. Member of Commission 9 of the House, Ratu Ngadu Bonu, says the investigation by BP2MI about the illegal migrant case must be followed up immediately. She demands the government to immediately take firm actions related to the individuals involved in the syndicate to break the delivery chain of Indonesian illegal migrants.
Ya kita apresiasi dan kita hormati pengakuan dari Kepala BP2MI terkait memang masih ada oknum ini bukan lembaga, masih ada oknum yang juga turut serta dalam sindikat. Nah ini memang perlu kita dorong untuk segera istilahnya diputus ini mata rantainya sehingga bisa terjadi koordinasi yang baik dan juga ya kerjasama yang baik lah ya di antara kementerian lembaga.
Furthermore, Vice Chairperson of Commission 9 of the House, Emmanuel Melquiades Lacalena, says the House will establish a working committee of eradication of illegal migrant shipping syndicates with the government and private parties to minimize the illegal migrant smuggling to another neighbor countries.
Tadi kita sudah sepakat akan mengadakan pembentukan panitia kerja terkait dengan tema ini. Mudah-mudahan dengan panja yang kita bentuk ini mudah-mudahan bisa membuat semua kementerian lembaga terkait ya, termasuk pihak swasta juga bisa punya spirit yang sama untuk kita mendesain PMI yang ke luar negeri itu PMI yang sudah legal, dipersiapkan dengan baik dan betul-betul ketika mereka bekerja sudah mendapatkan perlindungan yang optimal dari negara.
Rifki Makdudi, TVR Parlemen, reports.
Residents complain about the existence of waste and air pollution from the smelters built by PT Huadi Nickel Alloy Indonesia in Bataing Industrial Area, South Sulawesi. The company is demanded to run smelters activity that is far from the negative impact related to its improper waste management.
In a work visit to South Sulawesi, Vice Chairperson of the Commission 4 of the House, Rusdi Mase, says the House want to inspect directly the company waste problems. Rusdi hopes there is a solution so that won't harm the residents around smelter. Commission 4 of the House also inquired the license and environmental management documents of the company. PT Huadi Nickel Alloy Indonesia is requested to complete them immediately and sent to Commission 4 of the House.
Dari KLHK sendiri kan baru sementara dia mengecek ini limbahnya ini seperti apa. Makanya tadi disampaikan di situ diambil kesimpulan bahwa dari pihak Pemda, dari pihak Puadi, pihak KLHK, pihak provinsi akan menyerahkan data sebelum masuk masa sidang. Sebenarnya ini bagus sekali dengan adanya industri seperti ini. Cuman kita juga harus menjaga bagaimana supaya pencemaran yang disebabkan oleh industri ini supaya terjaga, supaya masyarakat bisa aman.
Dirjen of Bantaeng, Ilham Azikin, explains, PT Huadi Nickel Alloy Indonesia has been operated for 2 years in Bantaeng Industrial Area, South Sulawesi, which is also a national strategic project. From South Sulawesi, Samsul Fajri, TVR Parlemen, reports.
The Indonesian team Garuda Women's Squad won 3-1 over South Korea's team after Nita Violin Marwah and Lani Triamayasari beat Kim Min-ji and Park Min-jong during a 34 minutes match in women's double category in the Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022 or BITC 2022.
Quoted from Tempo.co, in statement released by the Indonesian Badminton Association or PBSI, Indonesian badminton player Nita Violina says she was proud and relieved after performing well together with Lani and managed to present a victory for Indonesia. For the first time, the Indonesian women's team wins the BATC Champions title. 2 other winning points were presented by Indonesian women single badminton players, Georgia Mariska Tunjung and Putri Kusuma Wardani. As the captain of the Indonesian women's team, Georgia Mariska Tunjung also expresses her pride for being able to contribute to the victory that enabled Indonesia to grab the BATC 2020-22 trophy. The women doubles team coach Prasetyo Restu Basuki expresses his relief and gratitude that his players could perform optimally in the final. The Badminton Asia Team Champions or BATC 2022 was organized in Selangor from February 15 to 20.
And that's House News for today. Thanks for watching everyone and have a good day.